Hello. Hello, check. Hello, check. Mic check. Hello, check. Check, check. आवाज बघा. Check. Hello, check. Mic check. येतोय? Check.
School song. Please be seated. Respected Chief Guest, Vice Admiral MS Power retired, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, his better half Mrs. Meena Pawar, Captain K. Srinivasan, Principal SAINIK School SATARA, his better half Mrs. Priya Srinivasan, Adam Officer Wing Commander Gaurav Sharan, Mrs. Monica, Senior Master Sri PG Gehi, members of academic and administrative staff, and my dear cadets. A very good morning and warm welcome to you all in this August hall to witness the investiture ceremony for the year 2025-26. This event makes an official induction of our young cadets who will be adorned with epaulettes as a symbol of their rank and duty. These cadets have been selected by the interviewing committee for the best performance in academic, discipline, leadership qualities, and commitment to the appointment. It's a matter of pride and honor for all of us to have Vice Admiral MS Pawar, retired, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, as a chief guest for today's program. We also honored with benign presence of Mrs. Meena Pawar ma'am. May I now request Mrs. Priya Srinivasan to kindly felicitate Mrs. Meena Pawar with a bouquet. Ma'am, please. Thank you, ma'am. May I now request the principal of our school kindly come on the stage and introduce and welcome the chief guest. Sir, please.
please may I have permission to continue. Vice Admiral M.S. Pawar, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, retired, former Deputy Chief of Naval Staff, Mrs. Meena Pawar, Wing Commander Gaurav Sharon, Administrative Officer, Shri Prem Gehi, Senior Master, all staff members and cadets of SAINIK School, SATARA. A very good morning to you all. General Douglas MacArthur, the former US General of World War II, said, "A true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader, but becomes one by the equality of his actions and the integrity of his intent." Today, I feel SAINIK School Satara is truly blessed to have Vice Admiral M.S. Pawar and Mrs. Meena Pawar amongst us. Sir and ma'am, on behalf of the entire school, I thank you for accepting our invitation and grace this investiture ceremony. For the benefit of the young cadets, I take this opportunity to introduce the Admiral and Mrs. Pawar and the inspirational journey of Admiral Pawar from SAINIK School Korukonda to the top leadership of the Indian Navy. Vice Admiral Pawar joined the Indian Navy in 1981 after training at the National Defence Academy. He was awarded the telescope for the best all-round cadet and subsequently stood first in sub-lieutenant technical courses. He also topped the year-long navigation and direction specialization course. Out of 4 decades service in the Navy, he has the distinction of over 25 years in challenging seagoing billets, which is a record amongst officers. He was a navigating officer of INS Magar during Operation Pawan, that is 1989 to 1990 in Sri Lanka, the Fleet Navigating Officer of Western Fleet during Kargil War 1999, and the Fleet Operations Officer of Western Fleet in 2008-2009 when the Indian Navy commenced anti-piracy patrols in the Gulf of Aden and also undertook the largest deployments to the Atlantic Ocean. His 4 sea commands include Indian naval ships Nashak as a commissioning commanding officer, Kutar, Talwar, and the Mauritius National Coast Guard ship Vigilant. He was also the commandant of the Mauritius National Coast Guard during 2003. He has tenanted joint service appointments as instructor at the National Defence Academy, Kadakwasla, and Deputy Assistant Chief of Integrated Defence Staff, Maritime, at New Delhi. He was privileged to serve as a flag officer in all the 3 naval commands and naval headquarters. As a flag officer sea training, FOST, he oversaw the operational sea training, also some of our friendly foreign navies. He was the Chief of Staff of Southern Naval Command. The training command spread across 7 states and Lakshadweep and Minicoy Islands, as well as the Eastern Naval Command, the largest military command of India geographically. As a last flag officer commanding Maharashtra and Gujarat Naval Area, FUMAG, he oversaw the commissioning of 10 intermediate support vessels, ISVs, at Mumbai and INS Sardar Patel at Porbandar. He was also the first to tenant the office of the newly created Flag Officer Commanding Gujarat Naval Area, FOGNA. As a Director General, Project Seabird, he steered the largest defense infrastructure project in the country and kick-started the execution of the 2nd phase of naval base construction at Karwar. An alumnus of the Royal Naval Staff College, Greenwich, UK, College of Naval Warfare, Mumbai, and National Defence College, New Delhi, he has won awards at each of these institutions, including the prestigious Herbert Lord Prize at Royal Naval Staff College, Greenwich, UK. A science graduate from the Jawaharlal Nehru University, the Admiral holds a double MPhil in Defence and Strategic Studies from Universities of Mumbai and Madras and has authored a number of papers in professional journals. His research papers on the rise of the PLA Navy in 1996 and the Sino-Pak Strategic Nexus, Consequences for India, written in 2010, as also his advice on pitfall pitfalls of NATO's eastward expansion accurately forecasts the trend of some of the related events unfolding today. He was awarded commendations by the Chief of Naval Staff in 1998 and by the Commissioner of Police Mauritius in 2003. His presidential awards include Vishishta Seva Medal in 2010, Ati Vishishta Seva Medal in 2016 and Param Vishishta Seva Medal in 2021. He swallowed the anchor as the Deputy Chief of the Naval Staff on 31st May 2021 after a critical 28 months period at the wheel that saw the Indian Navy on high alert after the western and northern adversaries post Balakot and Galwan crisis. He oversaw Operation Samudra Setu and Mission Sagar during the challenging COVID-19 pandemic and Operation Sankalp following the US-Iran volatility in the Persian Gulf. His tenure witnessed a quantum leap in our interactions with foreign navies, revitalization of the Quad, construct as also the internal workings of the MOD with the institution of Chief of Defence Staff and creation of the Department of Military Affairs. After retirement, the Admiral was felicitated with the Sri Shivaji Raigad Smark Mandal at Raigad Fort on 16th April 2022 for his contribution in carrying forward the legacy of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj through distinguished service in the Indian Navy. On 14th Jan 2023, he was felicitated at the historic Lal Mahal, Pune, on the anniversary of the Third Battle of Panipat, celebrated as the Maratha Shaurya Divas. The Admiral is married to Mrs. Meena Pawar, who contributed to the welfare of the naval community for over 3 decades. At the apex level, she was the Vice President of Navy Wives Welfare Association at New Delhi and the President of NAVA, Eastern Region, Visakhapatnam. Sir and ma'am, on behalf of the entire school, I welcome you for the investiture ceremony. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Leadership is not just authority, it is about responsibility. The cadets who have been selected have earned their ranks through the hard work and determination. An appointment holder, they place to uphold the values of discipline, courage and teamwork. It's now time for the most awaited moment, the decoration of our cadets with epaulettes. And to do this honor, may I now invite the chief guest of today's function and his better half on the stage. So please. Good morning. I am Umakant Patel. To start with Cadet Udayaraj Kate from Tilak House, who has been appointed as the school captain of our school for the year 2025-26. Cadet Udayaraj represented school at national level debate competition and got second position. He is under officer, NCC camp commander, also recipient of the prestigious Best Cadet Award for the year 2024. He has also represented school in Pariksha Pe Charcha in 2025. Cadet Udayaraj. Cadet Atharva Borkar from Karve House, who has been appointed as the school adjutant. Cadet Atharva is the first ranker in 10th class and also in 11th class. In social science and maths, he got 100 out of 100 marks in 10th class examination. Participated in volleyball competition. He is also the NCC camp adjutant. Cadet Atharva. Next to come is Cadet Srujan Ugle from, he is appointed as the mess captain. Cadet Srujan participated in West Zone basketball and a very good debater. He is a good swimmer also, and at the same time he is good orator. Cadet Srujan Ugle. Moving to the next appointment, Cadet Pranav Ingle from Rana Pratap House has been appointed as the sports captain. He is an excellent basketball player, represented school at All India SAINIK School National Games in 2023-24. Also got 2 times silver medal in inter-house declamation competition. Cadet Pranav Ingle. Now moving to the house appointments, Cadet Parth Patil, who has been appointed as the house captain of Rana Pratap House. He has represented the school at state level in water polo competition. He is a topper in Marathi subject, in board class examination, and also a good swimmer. Cadet Parth Patil. Next to come is Cadet Vedant Barge, as appointed as the house captain of Lal Bahadur Shastri House. He is the best troop commander in drill competition, represented school at West Zone level in hockey. He is also the good football player. Cadet Vedant Barge. Cadet Manoj Kosule is appointed as House Captain of Karve House. Cadet Manoj Kosule got second position in inter-house declamation competition. He is a fourth rank holder in 11th class. He is an also excellent orator. He has represented our school at various quiz competition. Cadet Manoj Kosule. Moving to the next appointment, Cadet Vishwaraj Wagmode has been appointed as House Captain of Tilak House. Cadet Vishwaraj has represented school at West Zone and All India SAINIK School National Games in the basketball competition. He is Best Troop Commander, Cadet Vishwaraj Wagmode. Next is Cadet Yadnya Totavar from Tilak House has been appointed as the captain of girls hostel. Cadet Yadnya has got third position in English declamation, also participated in National Integration Tour to the Northeast. Cadet Yadnya Totavar. Now moving to the junior houses, Cadet Ankul Kulkarni has been appointed as the house captain of Shivaji House. Cadet Ankur is a good in academics. He is a good basketball player, good orator, and also a good swimmer. Cadet Ankur. And the last appointment holder, Cadet Abhi Rathi, who has been appointed as the house captain of Nehru House. He is a good in academics, good orator. Cadet Abhi is a good basketball player. Cadet Abhi Rathi. Thank you, ma'am. It's time now to administer oath to the appointment holders. Now may I request our honorable chief guest to kindly administer the oath to the cadets and thereafter address the gathering. Sir, please.
Appointment Southern.
Appointments will repeat after me. I solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute my duties as I will uphold the school's values and uphold the school's reputation. I will be a role model for my fellow cadets and I will always strive to do what is best for the school. I will work hard to make this school a better place for everyone. Thank you.
Appointment Vishram.
Thank you, sir. May I now request our principal kindly come and on the stage and felicitate the chief guest with school memento as a token of remembrance. Sir, please. Check.
The boys can go. School captain, you can march off the boys. So you won't stay here? You won't stay here? Okay, good. Stand at ease. Okay. Captain Srinivasan, Principal SAINIK School, SATARA. Mrs. Priya Srinivasan, the First Lady of the Ajinkan Fraternity. Wing Commander Gaurav Sharon, the Administrative Officer and presently the Vice Principal, Srimati Monica Sharon, Senior Teacher, respected teachers, and my dear Ajinkans. I feel privileged to be present in this Dahanukar auditorium today. Takes me back 55 years to 1970 when I came to this school to write my entrance examination for SAINIK School. And this auditorium was being plastered, newly being constructed at that time, and I learn now that this is going to be renovated and replaced with a new auditorium in the ongoing modernization project of the school, funded by the state government at a cost of 285 crores. So it takes me back so many years ago. And one thing I have noticed, that the reputation of the school, the cheer, the josh, the pride in becoming a part of this fraternity remains intact, as I was to realize when I shook my hands with the cadets selected as appointments. It feels very rejuvenating indeed to be back to SAINIK School, SATARA. During my long journey, I have met innumerable alumni of this institution. At its inception, a pioneer in the field, a role model for other SAINIK schools, and an institution that produced a caliber of people not only in the defense services but in every domain. I recall with fondness within the Navy Vice Admiral K.O. Thackeray, who is a pioneer in building of the strategic nuclear submarines for India. Vice Admiral Sunil Bokre, who retired as the Inspector General of Nuclear Safety. Air Chief Marshal Naik, who tenanted the highest office of the Indian Air Force. We have got dozens of lieutenant generals, major generals, and brigadiers. I recall General Kanitkar, and though his wife, not as Ajinkan, she also retired as Lieutenant General Madhuri Kanitkar, Lieutenant General Nimborkar, Lieutenant General Thodge, and many more. At the outset, let me compliment the smart appointment holders, selected, of course, as was mentioned, after grueling exercise by the selection committee. Not easy to select the outstanding diamonds from amongst a basket of ek se badkar ek diamond. So you have had some great competition, I no doubt, because those that are sitting in the audience are no less than you. But you have been a notch better, no doubt. So congratulations to all of you, and I no doubt that you will abide by the oath you have solemnly pledged yourselves to this morning. To those who have not been as fortunate to be selected, I can only advise you to try harder. Success, after all, is a combination of 99% perspiration and 1% inspiration. Talent without toil is of no use. Given an opportunity to compare toil and talent, I would always vote in favor of toil, because perseverance, hard work, determination, ability to walk the extra mile, to burn the midnight oil, to do what others have not done, to give that extra effort where it is needed. There is no point boiling water at 99 degrees centigrade. Without that 1% input, it doesn't boil. And therefore, toil. If you want to shine like the sun, you should be willing to burn like the sun. Take that hardship. Make those small sacrifices which will make you stand apart. I must compliment all of you for having been chosen to become Ajinkans. No mean task at your age to have qualified a competitive exam from candidates across Maharashtra and many from other states. But getting entry into SAINIK school is just one small hurdle. The journey starts thereafter, of what you do here, of how you make most of the facilities provided at this best school in Maharashtra and amongst the best in the country. The kind of infrastructure you have, the playgrounds, the classrooms, the dormitories, the opportunity to bond, to excel in every domain apart from academics, all-round grooming. Are you going to make use of all these facilities, or are you going to rest on your oars, having passed the entrance examination, and think that you flow with the tide and you will pass out? Many a time you have to flow against the tide, swim harder and excel. If you do not make use of these opportunities, you are going to have wasted the dreams of your parents, wasted your childhood, your teenage years, and you would be no good as an adult citizen of this country. The prayer of the National Defense Academy, the first sentence of the prayer says, "Oh God, help us to keep ourselves physically fit, mentally awake, and morally straight, so that in doing our duty to Thee and to our country, we may keep the honor of the services untarnished." Physically fit, mentally awake, and morally straight is what an NDA cadet at Khadakwasla is asking God for. But the foundation of their physical fitness, mental awakeness and moral straightforwardness begins at SAINIK School SATARA, and such are the schools. It is no favor you are doing to anybody to remain physically fit. It is a national duty to be fit. A nation of lame, handicapped people who are not physically fit is of no use in nation building. You cannot defend the country. One of your fundamental duties is to rise in defense of your country when the call of duty beckons. Make use of all the sports facilities, swimming, Malcolm. I don't know if you have Malcolm now. Do you have? But when I was at NDA, the SAINIK School SATARA boys used to be role models in Malcolm. They're outstanding in physical training, in gymnastics, in swimming, in boxing. You don't have boxing anymore, do you? Occasionally, boxing. Troop games, hockey, football, kho-kho, kabaddi, volleyball, trekking, cross-country, horse riding. They were simply outstanding. They were great products of a great institution. Do not let that history be only for nostalgic purposes and think about the past. History is to be known, all right, but you have to create history every day. So make use of all the facilities, get up in time, eat well, sleep well, and work hard on the fields well. As regards eating, just being born and coming to SAINIK School SATARA does not make you physically fit. You have to eat well. You have to jettison or throw it in the dustbin, the junk foods. They do you no good. You have to resist the temptations to eat trash. You have to read the correct texts. Gandhi used to say, books are my best companions. What is it that you are reading? Be it on your mobile phone. I am happy to note that mobile phones are banned here, much like in Australia, where the government of Australia has, the parliament has passed a resolution. It is not for no reason. These are distractions which tempt you away from your focus. And I'll come to focus in a while. Mental awakeness is what your learned, very learned teachers aspire and strive to drive every day. The difference between an animal and man is vidya. Unless you are intellectually alert, you are going nowhere. You are vidyarthi, vidya dhanam, param dhanam, you know that? It is said, there is a Sanskrit Subhashtani, na chora haryam, na raja haryam, na bhratra bhajyam, na cha bharakari, vaye krate vardate nityayevam, vidya dhanam, sarva dhana pradhanam. It is, neither can a thief steal this vidya, na chora haryam, neither can a king tax it, or a government tax it. Na raja haryam, na bhratra bhajyam, your siblings, your brother or sister cannot say, give me a share of this, this is ancestral property, I own 50% of it. No, it cannot be divided that way. What you earn is yours. Nacha bharakari, it is not heavy like gold or silver or real estate to carry on your shoulders and say, you know, this is a better. So therefore, it rests lightly on your shoulders. That's why. And the more you expend it, the more you teach others, the more you talk about it, your own ability to exploit that knowledge grows manifold. That is why learned people have said that vidya dhanam is the best dhanam. But there is one more thing equally important of the three things, you know, physically fit and mentally awakened I have talked about. Morally straightforwardness, that is called sheel in Marathi, sheelam in Sanskrit. You know, there is Andar Subhashtani about character, charitrya, sheel, moral qualities. Videsheshu dhanam vidya, vesaneshu dhanam matihi. it is said, Parloke dhanam dharmaha, Shilam api dhanam sarvada. If you are in a foreign country, your intellect, your knowledge will help you earn a livelihood, get a job, do your activity which you have to do. But Vesaneshu dhanam mati, if you are in distress, in a challenging situation, matihi is wisdom. You know the story in Panchatantra of three wise Ajinkans, very learned, who were taught in the school and went out. They saw a tiger in a cage and they had a discussion amongst themselves who said, hey, Guruji ne to bola hai, Guruji ne sangitle, jo sankatat asto tela madat karavi. You help a person in distress. And they say the tiger is in distress, the tiger is crying to be relieved, he is hungry. And they follow the advice given by the teacher, because teacher had told them that you should help people. That is application of the intellect. And they open the door, and the tiger comes out and says, my first duty is to eat you people because I have to survive, I am hungry. I am allowed to eat. This is my dharma. So one of the three boys has been sitting on the cage. He is shouting for help, and another wise man has been going away, another teacher from SAINIK school. He heard these boys outside the gate crying. He said, what is the matter? And they told him the story. We helped the tiger as was taught to us in classroom number so and so, and now the tiger wants to eat us. So the teacher says, I cannot believe that such a big tiger can be trapped in such a small cage. The tiger says, no, I was inside, believe me. And the teacher asks him to go inside, and promptly the teacher locks the cage. That is wisdom, application of that knowledge which you gain theoretically. So that's why you cannot apply a particular knowledge in a different context. You have to look at the context. That's why Vesaneshu dhanam matihi, Parloke dhanam dharmaha. In afterlife, if you believe, no dollars, no money, no gold comes in handy. It is what good works you have done, what good karma you have done. So, the learned people have talked about what is dhanam in different contexts. But he singles out one thing, Shilam, character, charitriya. That is dhanam everywhere. It is applicable in abroad, paraloke, in distress, in peace, in war, in society. That's what is moral qualities. That's what the NDA cadet asks. Oh God, help us to keep ourselves physically fit, mentally awake and morally straight. And that moral straightforwardness, that charitriya is to be planted here in this institution. And I am proud to say that I have come across innumerable Ajinkans of spotlessly clean character, of great qualities of head and heart. I must tell you also that you are a Vidyarthi. What are the 5 qualities or five properties of a Vidyarthi? Property is the quality. I am not talking of property in materialistic terms. Lakshan kya hai? Vidyarthis. Bakaho dhyanam, kakah prayasam, kakah chesta, swana nidra, tathevacha. That is bakaho dhyanam. Just like a crane stands in the water to just concentrate and look into the water with great amount of focus, just as Arjuna in Mahabharata focused on the eye of the bird before shooting the arrow. The bird stands in the water on one leg, focusing on his environment to pounce upon a fish which is or a insect which is in the nearby area to capture it. That's how a student has to be focused on his aim to excel. That's under fundamental duty prescribed in the Constitution, to strive for excellence in every sphere. Kaka chesta. Kaka is a crow. Chesta is efforts. You know the story from Panchatantra where the thirsty crow puts pebble after pebble into a pot of water to make its level rise and then is able to drink? Not easy. When you put one pebble, it doesn't even make a difference. But you have to be at it, persevere, work hard, believe in your efforts, and that's why the learned people say, Kaka Chesta. Shwananidra. I have a dog. I brought my dog along with me. When the dog sleeps, dog is sleeping only metaphorically. The nose is still alive to any thief coming in. The ears are still hungry for any slightest abnormal noise. In other words, even while you are sleeping, you cannot forget your dreams. And dreams are not to be dreamt while you are asleep. They are only to be followed up. Dreams are to be dreamt while you are awake. In broad daylight, this is my dream. And like the dog who wants to catch a thief entering his master's house, even in your sleep, you got to be thinking about that dream. So these are the three, Lakshanam, Tathaivacha, and there are two more. Bako Dhyanam, Kaka, Chesta, Shwana Nidra, Tathaivacha, Alpahari, Grahatyagi, Vidyarthi Panchalakshanam. Alpahari does not mean don't eat food and be a sadhu. Only that much, not like a pig, not knowing when to stop. Too much of everything goes bad. Not eating that junk food, the pizzas and McDonald's and what is this, Zomatos, who are there to make money, certainly not to make you healthy, wealthy and wise. You know, we don't eat anything like that. You see my physical fitness? I can run cross country with you now at 64 years of age. I can run up to Ajankya-Tara and I will challenge many of you. Not today, maybe when you have school cross country. No junk food. So Alpahari, Grahatyagi. Just as a banyan tree outside your school, nothing, no grass ever grows under the tree. You have to, Grahatyag to kar liya aapne. You're already here. But that is only, again, metaphorical. Grahatyagi is to come out of the shadow of the seniors, juniors, teachers, develop your own personality, make the most of the opportunity given to you to blossom, to flower, to bear fruits as you go along, to achieve your aims. Hey, Vidyarthi Panchalakshanam. So I dwelt upon the aspects of intellect, moral fiber, physical fitness. And in so doing, I also touched upon some of the duties of fundamental duties. Respecting the constitution, respecting all religions, castes, creeds, national heritage, respecting fellow citizens, striving for excellence, abhorring practices which are derogatory to the dignity of women, protecting national property, protecting our national heritage, taking care of your environment. Your lifestyle has to be such that you do not waste resources, be it electricity, be it chalk, be it paper, be it ink, be it your taking care of your uniform. These are your national duties. You got to abide by them. Having been a product of the SAINIK school myself, three things I would tell you. Discipline is the bedrock of a good character, good student's life. Discipline does not mean only saluting and speaking loudly on the drill square. Discipline about, you know, the discipline of a yogi, the sacrifice of a Japanese samurai. Discipline is doing the right thing whether somebody is watching you or not. Discipline is about managing time. Discipline is about doing the things correctly in a particular manner, whether somebody is observing you or not. When somebody is observing you on your discipline, that means you are a thief, you are a lawbreaker. Discipline is disciplining yourself to a way of life which will make you achieve your goal. Managing time, for example. Time cannot be created, time cannot be destroyed. Time is same for Prime Minister Narendra Modi to a farmer, to the President of the United States, to everybody, 24 hours in a day. How you manage that time? Time lost or gone cannot be reclaimed. everything else can be reclaimed, but time lost cannot be. You can't turn the clock back. How do you manage your time? Of course, your school has laid down a routine, but within that routine, you got ample leeway to manage your time better. Your turnout, just as we cook food in the kitchen, cooking food is an art. How tasty the dish, how tasty the food is a product. But before even starting to cook, you got to ensure that the vegetables are washed, the water is clean, the utensils are clean, the gas is working well, all the ingredients which are there are kept there. Only then can you embark upon the process of undertaking the culinary aspect of it. So similarly, learning and passing the examination is like cooking. But all the paraphernalia which is required, that comes in the discipline. You require to make the ground ready, just as a farmer before sowing the seed prepares the soil. In a similar manner, you got to display discipline, punctuality. The third thing for the student is hard work. I mentioned about the Kakachesta. The heights reached by great men and kept, as H.W. Longfellow said, were not achieved in a single flight, but they, while their companions slept, were toiling upwards in the night. You required to put that extra effort, as I mentioned also, the boiling of water 1 degree centigrade temperature. You require to make every effort to excel in all these domains: hard work, discipline, turnout, punctuality. A word for the senior cadets: setting the right example to junior cadets is itself loyalty to subordinates. Loyalty is not only the leader up. What is your loyalty to your peers and loyalty to subordinates? The principal read out my biodata, and I will just share with you my own experience before I complete. He spoke very highly about my achievements. What he didn't mention there, because not there in my biodata, is that this gentleman, Admiral Pawar, the former deputy chief, standing in front of you, started with a failure, utter failure. I failed in my class 5 in SAINIK school, Korakunda. I did not know English, I did not know Hindi, I did not know Telugu. I belong to SATARA, a small village here. I travelled to SAINIK school, Korakunda. It took me 4 days in a steam engine fired by coal in those days. There were no buses, there were no shoes. We didn't wear shoes those days. There was no electricity in my village. There was no piped water. We studied under lamp, kerosene lamp. Made the grade, selected to SAINIK school, Korakunda. Having gone there, I didn't know how to communicate. I failed in English, I failed in mathematics, because the medium of instruction was English, didn't know anything, I failed. But I didn't lose heart. It was a desperate situation for me when the results came to in the summer vacation, that your son has failed, and if he fails one more, he will be withdrawn from the school. And I was crying in a hopeless situation with tears on my cheeks and my nose running away with tears too. And my mother, a farmer woman, was saying, "Don't worry, boy, you will pass next time." And I was thinking, what a foolish woman my mother is. She doesn't know that I cannot pass ever, because I don't know English. But she was consoling me. I was lying on her laps with saris, and she was rubbing my tears, rubbing my nose, and she was giving me solace. I went back to the school. Mr. Sadat Ali, who was my English teacher, took me home. I used to sit every afternoon in his veranda, on the ground, learn from Wren and Martin. He used to teach. Believe you me, I stood first later on in the CBSE English and Hindi both, CBSE examination later on. Here was a boy who failed in English, went on to top. I not only topped, I passed out like one of you, the school vice captain. No easy, no mean task for a boy from Maharashtra village in SAINIK school, Korakunda, with all the handicaps to have excelled there, because I did not rest on my laurels. I took it as a challenge, as a failure, as being a stepping to success. So those of you who are backbenchers, who have not been as fortunate as these students, cadets, to be standing here selected, don't lose heart. Life is a long, long voyage, and sometimes the winds are favorable to you, sometimes they are not. Don't lose heart. In due course, I went to the United Kingdom to do the staff course in 1996. I topped the staff course there, beating the British in their own language, in their own institution, and got the Herbert Lord Prize. Not a bad going for a boy who failed in English in 5th class. So this is my advice to all of you who are sometimes demotivated, disheartened, and think that the world has fallen. Nothing happens. It is not bad to fall. I got now 3 grandchildren. They fall every day. I don't mind. I feel, oh, he fell down, very good. But I have no doubt that child is going to stand up and walk. It is not a crime to fail, to fall down. It is a crime not to try to get up and walk again. And I have no doubt that the Ajinkan spirit will not let you rest in peace unless you get up, try, and excel, and move ahead. The last point I want to tell all Ajinkans is that Ajinkans are all good, but there is one quality which ties them down, which does not allow them to excel. Can anybody tell me that quality? Anybody? Okay, I will tell you. You know, you must know your weak points. Because Sun Tzu says, you know the enemy and you will have a victory sometimes, and sometimes defeat. But know the enemy and know yourself. You will be assured of victory every time. So before knowing the enemy, you have to know your own strengths and weaknesses. Otherwise, studying the enemy is good enough. Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his successors, Ajankya Tara is right here. The history of the Marathas tells you that it is not enough to know the enemy. What are your strengths and what are your weaknesses? Chhatrapati Shivaji knew his weaknesses, that's why he did not go and fight the Mughals or the Adil Shahi or the Qutub Shahi in the open fields. He devised a strategy called the guerrilla warfare. He adopted, intelligently thought. So you must analyze and think what are the weak points. And the Ajinkan's weak point is their ability to communicate in English. This is a weak point. Had this weak point been overcome to great extent by their efforts of the school or the teachers or the parents, of their own efforts, already the Ajinkans excel, but they would have been a couple of notches higher. Chhatrapati Shivaji did not know English. It was not required to be known. But in a globalized world, in the profession that you are going to strive to enter, English, the knowledge of English is very important. In a globalized world, I told you, people are not learning the Japanese or the German. They are learning, of course. But like dollar is the currency of the world, English has become inseparable from global affairs, be it the United Nations, be it diplomacy, be it business and commerce, be it innovation, science, technology. To communicate to other countries in a globalized scenario, even on the internet. Of course, today artificial intelligence is enabling you to translate. But men and of course women govern with words, as Disraeli, the British politician, said once upon a time. Jagat sarva vyavahar vanine chaltat. Vani, your voice modulation, the choice of words, the confidence, the flow of your thoughts have to be mastered. If you are not able to communicate effectively, you lose confidence. You are not able to bring to the table best of your qualities. When you go to the services selection board, if you are not able to converse fluently in English, you are going to be like standing in a boxing ring with your hands tied behind. You will be facing punches from the opponent and you will come out sorry. So how do you? Here's a boy who failed in class 5 in English, who didn't know. He was an apology for his parents and the school and himself. How did he manage it? Thankfully, I did not come to SAINIK school. SATARA would have been taken the easier path of speaking in Marathi. Speak in English. It is not necessary that you speak correct English. After all, the Japanese, the Germans, the Russians don't speak correct English grammatically. No problem. You will master it. I know Telugu very well. Nobody taught me Telugu in school. I don't know how to read and write, but everybody spoke, so I learned. As children, you are got this innate ability to master any language. Make use of it. Speak in English. If somebody speaks grammatically incorrect, don't make fun of him. You are no better. There will always be somebody who is better than you. You may be andho mein kana raja. So speak in English, communicate in English. When you go back from the school, in the school you before coming to the classroom, the previous evening, you study what is going to be taught in the classroom. Just scan through it so that when the teacher teaches you and asks a question, your hand goes up. The teacher starts liking you. Teachers have got this weak point. They start liking children who are alert, active, proactive, willing to show from the face, from the body language, the desire to learn. The teachers like them very much. And to be liked by a teacher is like I got Param Vishish Seva Padak. To be favorite of a teacher is bigger than getting a Param Vishish Seva Padak from the President of India. The ultimate honor, reward, glory. How can you do that? Study previously a little bit. And what the teacher has taught you, while the teacher is teaching, be attentive, focused, like Bako Dhahanam. When you go back, revise what the teacher has taught. And in addition, communicate with your classmates, your juniors, seniors in English, and explain this knowledge which the teacher has taught you to clear doubts of fellow classmates. Knowledge shared grows. You get more confidence. But apart from revising by way of sharing with each other, it enhances your communication skills, your ability to communicate. Your fear goes away. And this is the quality which is lacking to a great extent in Ajinkans, which I thought I will highlight. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Only way to excel is to practice, 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 and practice makes man perfect. I want to compliment the appointment once again. I am very happy to see one of the girl cadets here standing proudly. They are early days. You have got heavy responsibility on your shoulders to be a role model for other girls. Make the most of your time at the school. I would like to thank the Captain Srinivasan and the principal for having invited me to this August function. The school has done me no favor. I have done no favor to the school. In fact, the school has done a great favor by requesting and inviting us here. It makes us feel younger, makes us feel part of the larger community that Ajinkans are. Very recently, I was editing a book written by many alumni of the school. The kind of stories across a vast canvas was really heartwarming, and it was of what Ajinkans can do, building upon their foundations laid in this very school. I wish the school all the very best to excel and regain their position as #1 school in the country. You are not #1 anymore. Last week I was at the Services Preparatory Institute in Aurangabad, which has contributed handsomely to the National Defence Academy this year, including 2 girls from the Girls SPI at Nashik. In December I was at the Bosla Military School talking to them. In January I was at the SAINIK School, Bijapur. Remember, Ajinkans, you are not alone. There is fierce competition all over the country. 33 SAINIK schools, many military schools, many private schools, CBSE schools. If you are not going to pull up your socks and give it all that you have got, you are not going to regain your position as numero uno, the role models, the leadership position which you had once upon a time. I have no doubt, under the able guidance of the principal, the vice principal, AO, and your learned teachers, and of course your own efforts, they are all only facilitators. Effort has to be yours. You will come out winners. Wish you success and glory in full measure. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir. May I now request our principal to kindly felicitate the chief guest with school memento as a token of remembrance. May I now request Adam Officer, Wing Commander Gaurav Sharan to propose a vote of thanks. So please.
A very good morning to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a hearty vote of thanks on the occasion of investiture ceremony for the year 2025-26. I offer my sincere thanks to the distinguished chief guest of the today's function, Vice Admiral M.S. Pawar, PVSM, AVSM, VSM, for officially shouldering the responsibilities to the school appointments, holders, administering the oath, and motivating the future pillars of our nation. Sir, your inspirational talk will certainly have a long-lasting impact on the young minds. I am greatly thankful to Mrs. Meena Pawar for gracing the occasion and unveiling the epaulets of young leaders of our school. Thank you, ma'am. I mention our deep sense of appreciation to Mrs. Priya Srinivasan for her benign presence. Thank you, ma'am. I am immensely grateful to Captain K. SAINIK School SATARA, Senior Master Shri P.G. Gai, all the members of the academic staff and administrative staff for their wholehearted and passionate involvement in the event. Lastly, I thank each one of you for making the investiture ceremony a memorable and successful event. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. May I now request you all to kindly rise for national anthem.